Valentina and Bill are picking up stray Kerbals in orbit about the moon, and they've so far picked up Pete Kerman here and Joe O. Kerman, and there's 2 more out here. I know there's a lot of capsules because some of them are old. We got Philippe right here just coming up very quickly behind us, so that won't take too much. In fact, we'll switch him to a target here, I think. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. But and then we also have Legui, who is unfortunately going around the moon in the opposite direction than we are. We're going around in a prograde direction. He's going around in a retrograde direction. And I did officially do the math, and it ain't gonna work. As somebody pointed out, like if I look at my orbital velocity here, this was pointed out right at the end of the stream on Monday. It's about 550 meters per second, and to flip your orbit around, you pretty much have to like burn that, and then you have to pretty much kill this off and then burn that in the opposite direction. So it's going to be about 1100 meters per second to get out there. It actually turns out to be a little bit less than that because you can combine burns and you're not quite flipping at 180 degrees. But still, after all is said and done, I would be not left with enough fuel for us to get back to Kerbin. So Legui, you're going to have to stay out here for just a little longer. You just should have followed the little chain of Kerbals like the rest of them did. But what we're going to do is we are going to get ourselves ready here to pick up Philippe. So we're just going to put ourselves burning prograde. This is the easiest way to do it. This is us here. This is Philippe behind us. Here is our close encounter indicators. And if you just burn prograde, we should be... Oh, they're not. I think I need to come forward just a little bit. Maybe now. Well, I think I need to come forward for the next one. Let's try that now. Now they're coming closer. And oh, I noticed it went past. Oh, that I did overkill. We'll use RCS to try and correct for that. Are we in slightly different planes or something, or slightly different altitudes? Okay. Oh, now it says 1.7. Oh, I was looking at the relative velocities. Oh my gosh, let's try and fix this some more. I was looking at the relative velocity number instead of the closest approach number. Now it's 0.0 kilometers. There we are. So what we're going to do is, by burning prograde, I put myself into a slightly bigger orbit, so it's going to take us slightly longer to come around. And then by the time we get back to here, we'll be right with Philippe. All right. And so let's go and do this thing. And while we're going around, we'll talk about a couple of other things. There is some radiation issues going on. Valentina is at 32% radiation. She's doing the worst off again. There must have been a solar storm that I missed, and I looked at the Kerbalism settings. I'll start time warping this a little bit quicker. There we are, 35 minutes. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button for time warping. That will help. I did look at the settings for Kerbalism, and it turned out that I had the messages for space weather turned off. I must have done that by mistake at some point. So that was my bad. Oh, and Philippe is right here, ready to get... Philippe is in the chat and being rescued at the same time. How about that? We are on our way to pick you up. All right. And then we're going to need to get all 5 of these back to Kerbin Station and get them down to the surface to finish off the contracts. And I might bring Valentina and Bill down while I'm at it as well. Oh, did I just blow by it? Uh-oh. Did I just go by? I think I might have just gone by. What did I do? No, I didn't go by. Okay, I got 11 minutes here, and then it's... Oh, I was talking... No, Oh, they're getting messed up. Oh, okay, we got some weirdness happening here, so I'm going to watch this more closely. Did you see them jump? I think we should be coming pretty close here. I'm going to just sort of watch this by eyeball. Let's put this on target. Our relative velocity is only 6 meters per second. Oh, we're within render distance of him. Where is he? Okay, let's slow down. Okay, here it is. Now we're 1.5 minutes away. These numbers started jumping around a little bit, and I thought for a moment that I had time warped right past our rendezvous. And there's so many waypoints, I'm actually starting to get mixed up with who's who. There he is there, right? That must be him. No, that can't be him. There he is! Get myself so confused so easily. Yeah. Okay. I still do have alarm clock installed. I'm just trying not to use it. I'm trying using the... Oh! Why are there no... Oh, it's right here, of course. The stock alarm clock. Just to give it a ride, so to speak. It doesn't feel like it's quite as versatile as the alarm clock mod, but I always like to give the stock things a bit of a try. Alright, about 200 meters away. 30 seconds. Let's kill off some of this velocity here. You know what? Why don't we kill off most of our velocity right now? And in that way, we're hopefully not spraying too much radioactive propellant. Okay, 1 meter per second. There we go. That's good. And then what we'll do is we'll just time warp the rest of this away. Let's spin around prograde. I can see his capsule. Oh, we're coming in pretty close. Oh my, I might bonk him. I didn't realize I'm as close as I am. Everything's so dark, you might not even be able to see it, but there's his capsule right there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Why am I coming in sideways like this? No. This way. Oh, that was smooth. That was smooth. Oh, why don't I quit while I'm ahead and just go get him? All right, let's go get him. So, Philippe is a scientist. Let's EVA our new scientist here. Put on her lights as we are in the dark. And check, you do have monopropellant, right? I've gotten burned on that once, and now I'm checking every single time. Okay, let's let go. Get over there. Now, despite being a scientist, she actually can service this engine, and I'm thinking we've used this engine a fair bit, so why don't we do a little bit of servicing while we are out here. And there is radiation coming off of this, so I don't want to get too close to this part. How is this still working? Service the engine. Oh, I need an engineer level 2. Oh, I guess I do need Bill. Okay. Okay, here. That is news to me. What we'll do then, get her down. I didn't realize Kerbalism required the engineers. There's the hatch right there, but before I put her in, because Bill's going to have to come right out again, so I'll switch to here, and we're going to take the pressure control on this and turn it off. So we'll turn the pressure control off, and that way we won't be wasting nitrogen trying to repressurize the tank once we open up the hatch here. Get her down. Okay, board. And where's the hatch? Here we go. Let's transfer her back to our little crew cabin. That seemed to work well. And we will EVA Bill, who is a level 2 engineer. Bill. And let's see, he does have monopropellant. Yep, right? Yep. Okay, let go, Bill. Okay, and we'll service this engine before we head back. And we'll try and do it quickly so Bill is exposed to the minimum amount of radiation. Service the engine. All is good as new. That's excellent. Okay, we'll get him back. Servicing. I have no idea, by the way, how long. Like, can you keep these engines going indefinitely as long as you keep servicing them? I actually don't know the answer to that question. And now we can take this and we can turn on our pressure control once again, and we can pressurize the cabin, and hopefully we still have tons of nitrogen aboard. You can burn through the nitrogen pretty quickly if you're not careful. All right, we now have our five Kerbals all loaded aboard here, and we need to get ourselves back home. Let's open up KOS. And we will align this for the solar panels, and then while that is getting itself sorted out, let's go plot our course back home. So let's go back to get the targets off. Okay, Kerbin. I don't know what that is. Oh, a work lamp stand. Okay. Don't know why that comes across as a... Here. Let's turn those off. Now, I'm going to go again, take a look at this maneuver. It's telling me... See, I'm really not... Okay, if I want to get to Kerbin... I don't know what these numbers are. They don't make sense to me. If I create a node... Oh, wait, here, let's delete this node. If I create a node, it doesn't... Oh, that creates a maneuver. Bunk. From our current orbit, I want to get to Kerbin. Okay, this is not what I would call intuitive, but let's do it the old-fashioned way. I've not looked at any tutorials or anything on how to do all that stuff, so I'm as much in the dark as anybody. But I know how to do it this way. And I'm going to aim for this to be at 45 kilometers, because what we're going to do is some aerobraking. I'm just... Oh, let's back that off a little bit. I'm just trying to find the most efficient times. I'm bringing it down just by changing the time. That's probably about it there. Yep. That's about it. Okay, and then we'll just back up just a bit. About 45 kilometers. I find that as a pretty good aerobraking altitude, but that looks all right. It's a pretty good altitude, but we also will be using trajectories to get that all done. Okay, let's get to our burn. It is in 32 minutes, so we'll just time warp to that. 45, I've always kind of done 40. We'll see. John's saying that 45 kilometers, he thinks it'll deorbit. It might with these guys extended. That's what I like about having these aerobrakes on here, is it gives you some control over over how much drag you have as you go through the atmosphere. Okay, we are going to run this program, though. Run Xspan. We'll see. We'll take a look at trajectories, see what trajectories predicts, and then if Oh, and get around. If it turns out not to be... If it turns out to be too low, we can adjust it before we come into the atmosphere. I'm being asked, am I going to get KSP 2? And absolutely guaranteed I will be getting KSP 2. One way or another, I am eager to try it out. I am cautiously optimistic. I think, you know, there's so many things I think they're going to be different. I think it's going to be a friendlier game, a more inviting game to people, which I don't think is a bad thing. I know some people will take that as they are doing... I'm sure it'll be accused of doing too much hand-holding, but I don't know. If you're going to do real physics, I think you got to do at least some hand-holding. And I think that's a valid criticism of this game, is that there isn't enough... They don't teach you enough in the game about how to do stuff. But then again, that gets people watching videos like mine, so I really shouldn't be in a position to complain. But no, I am excited for KSP 2. Whenever it gets released. I got asked, when did I update to 1.12? Oh, how did I transfer all the mods? I use CCAN to install almost all the mods. The only things I don't install via CCAN, sorry, I gotta watch this too, is... I'm happy with that. The only thing I don't install via CCAN are a couple of the contract packs. Okay, let's see if I can add an alarm here. No, the alarm button's over here. So we're going to add an alarm. Create an alarm. Oh, that's the one, yeah. Forget it. I'm going to use alarm clock, alarm clock. There it is. At least I can move this one around. Let's add an alarm for the SOI change. We'll give ourselves a minute. Now, does it still? It's here, but is it here too? I don't know. I guess I can't expand. Oh, whatever. We'll do it this way. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, installing mods. So I use CCAN. So what I did with CCAN is I exported my mod pack. I just realized my electrical panels are badly placed here. Let's fix that. Installing mods. I exported the mod pack, which just creates a file of all the mods, and then I reinstalled them fresh using... I imported that into a different KSP instance, and it reinstalled all the mods freshly. I would not ever recommend when installing mods to just simply copy and paste the game folder over. I find that that has a high chance of not going well. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, and this is the... there, and then we will exit. Okay, we have now exited, and now we can take a look at Kerbin. Oh, it looks like I got trajectories on. Pop you out of the way. And the thing I gotta look at is where the radiation belts are. That isn't bad. Oh, one thing, sorry, I got to... trajectories bases... get back to here. Trajectories bases the drag that you're going to experience based on the orientation of the ship right now. And if you can see, I got all these panels and stuff. That is drag as far as trajectories is concerned. Quite a lot of drag, I imagine. And its prediction won't be accurate. So to make it accurate, you have to say that I'm going to go through retrograde, and then what I need to do is retract all this stuff. Come on, there it goes. I'm going to keep these out, But that's the way in which it's going to go down. Now it's probably going to give me a better prediction. Be careful with that with trajectories. And you can see that the prediction is saying I am going to be right the high point, the place where I'm going the slowest, the place I'm going to be spending the most amount of time is in this second radiation belt, which I don't want to do. I don't want to lower my periapsis any further than it already is. So what I'm going to do is point myself in a retrograde direction. Let's see, do I still have a lot of I have a lot of monopropellant. See if I can adjust this just using RCS. So I'm going to put RCS on. We're going to just, oh, that's the wrong way. That way. There we go. So I'm raising my periapsis, and now the apoapsis of the resulting orbit is outside the radiation belt, which you want. You don't want to end up having that hang time inside the radiation belt. So that looks pretty good. Okay, let's get ourselves ready to descend. So again, we got to line those solar panels up. And a couple of other things I want to do. Here, trajectories can be closed. A couple of things I want to do. Oh, I can deploy everything again. Is I want to keep a very close eye on these air brakes. Now, these air brakes I modded them and made them titanium air brakes, so they won't explode as easily as the stock air brakes do. But by the same token, they can explode, so I got to be a little careful with them. And I think what I shall do is, as we are descending, I'm going to modify this authority limiter. Oh, the deploy is on. Is it this one? Yeah, that's right. The deploy angle, so that you know, if they're the farther down they are, the less drag they'll produce and the less heating they'll have. And then that way I can get a feel for what deploy angle will keep them from blowing up. Now, to monitor their temperature, I could just watch the temperature gauge that come up with stock. But what I think will be a better tool is if I open up Kerbal Engineer and probably, where do I have? Probably over here. I want to put it over here. Let's put it in this one. We're going to edit this second HUD. And if I go to the thermal category, there's a couple in here that are going to help me. One is critical part. If I install critical part, it tells me which part is the hottest. Which part, not the hottest necessarily, but the closest to blowing up. And then the other one I want to get is not temperature, because different things can withstand different temperatures, but critical thermal percentage. Install that one. That tells you what percentage is it on its way to exploding. So right now it's only at 17% on its way to exploding. That's not too dangerous. But if that gets up to 100%, then it explodes. And in that way, I'm going to move these up past the separator. Boop. There you go. Close that editor, close this. So that way, if I monitor this percentage and watch the air brakes, I can keep track of when they're going to explode or not. All right, I'm also, because I am a complete wimp, going to do a quick save at this point. And I'm also going to use alarm clock. Whoops, alarm clock was over here. We're going to add an alarm at periapsis and give us, I don't know, maybe about 15 minutes warning. That's going to come up in 5 hours and 58 seconds. That will give us some good warning before we hit the atmosphere. According to Kerbal Engineer, we're hitting the atmosphere in 5 hours and 14 minutes. All right, let's do this. So I think I want to get rid of this window. Tuck that window there. That's the one I want to watch. And where's Kerbin? There we go. Now I'm noticing I'm not getting the scatterer atmosphere-y thingy. I'm not entirely sure why. It might have something to do with it not being quite updated for 1.12. All right. We are crossing a radiation belt. I should keep an eye, especially on Valentina. She's still at 32%. She's fine. These capsules are shielded. I'm not quite sure how Valentina got so irradiated. Okay, we are closing in. We are about 13.5 minutes from the atmosphere. So let's do this. And we're going... You can't help but go through the radiation belts, but what you want to do is get through them as quickly as you can. Crossing another radiation belt. Okay, we're about 150 kilometers. Of course, the atmosphere starts at 70 kilometers, so we're going to orient ourselves in a retrograde direction. We're going to put this on, retract everything. But we're keeping these guys. And in fact, what I think I might do that, but then just hold the B key. And play with that deploy angle. But if I hold just the B key, if anytime I can let go of the B key and they'll retract, that will make me feel better. All right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully nothing explodes. Aerobraking is always a little scary, but it saves you so much fuel. I think it's completely worth it. I just realized, did I put parachutes? I didn't. Oh, I should have given Bill and Valentina parachutes for this. Because if the engine explodes, this thing's probably on its way back down. And at least that would give them the ability to bail. The capsules would probably survive re-entry. Maybe not. I took off all the ablator. A little scary. Okay, we are watching. So, watch that thermal percentage is at 50%. And climbing. 60%. It's the air brakes that are the hottest. All temperature gauges are starting to show. 70%. 75. Okay, I'm going to turn down that deploy angle. Try and see if I can get that to stop going up. I'm not sure I can. Oh, well, now it's at 50. Okay. So I can't. Oh, now it's the fuel tanks that are the hottest. They're only at 62%. Okay, so... Oh, there comes the air brakes hot again. Oh. Air brakes at 90%. Let go, let go. I just let go of the B button because I was getting some heat coming from this. Okay. Air brake temperature climbing again. Boy, let go, let go. Wow. Turn that down a bit. Fuel tanks are hot. Okay, I've deployed the brakes again. They're not at a very... They're only at 10%. How close are we to periapsis? Oh, we've crossed periapsis. Okay, so we're slowing down again. Okay, I think things are good. How did we do? Oh! Despite all the umming and awing, that looks pretty good, I think. So I'm a little disappointed I couldn't deploy them more than I did. But we seem to be okay. Having this thermal percentage up here, just great for monitoring. They were up to like 98% when I let go of the B button to get them to stop. So I think I'll have that deploy angle lower when we come in next time. You can have them up pretty high though in the upper part of the atmosphere. Okay, we're almost out of the atmosphere. That worked out all right. Okay, we can deploy everything again. We can once again align for the solar panels. Got too many windows open. All right. And I'll be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to the chat during all that. My eyes were focused over here. But we seem to be all right. Let's tuck this over this way. ready to come in for another pass. So we can see here that on our next pass, oh wait, I should once again, sorry, my mistake, undeploy everything. So trajectories can do a better calculation. So you can see here, here's our second one. I think that's pretty good the way it is. I don't mind that. Like oh no, that's right in the radiation belt. What am I talking about? No, that is not what I want. I want the opposite of that. Sorry, that is right. So I need to bring this down into here. So let's get ourselves out to apoapsis. Crossing radiation belts again. Oh, somebody's asking, doesn't Kerbalism have logs? I actually honestly don't know. And maybe I should be able to look at, you know, why is Valentina so toasty? I really should keep an eye on her. She's still at 32%, so she's doing fine. I'm not quite sure what happened. What's interesting is Bill's not nearly so bad. He's at 14%, and they were almost in the same situation all the time. So, I don't know. I don't have really an explanation. Okay, let's get out to apoapsis here. I like the nice charcoal color on that pod. Whoa, 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 okay. We'll point this prograde. And, oh, once again, we will retract everything. So what I need is for this prediction to be out below this radiation belt. So we're done with it. Now our periapsis is at 47 kilometers, so we should be all okay. Yeah, I think I'll use the engines this time. Let's see what happens. So we're going to burn, oh wait, we've got to burn retrograde, silly. Going to burn retrograde. And we're still a couple of minutes from apoapsis, so let's get a little closer. I'm looking at the time up here. Shouldn't be much of an adjustment. Our goal, by the way, I should say, like we do have a destination in mind, is the WKMSS. That is our destination. Okay, let's burn a little retrograde. Whoa, 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 why does burning retrograde? That seems like, oh, I'm relative to the surface. Oh my gosh. Okay, spin it around. I had this on surface. That means we're going slower than Kerbin rotates out here. That's funny. Okay. Now let's burn. There we go. So I just want this just below. Boop, right about there. Okay, and so that's our upper radiation belt. There is a lower radiation belt, and again, we're spending a nice amount of time not in radiation belts, which is always the idea.